Hi, everybody. I wanted to start the notes for 6.4 here. So this is the AC method for factoring trinomials. The one thing you should know going into this lesson is if this is the only process you want to use, it will work every single time, no matter what kind of trinomial you have. So it could be, it's totally acceptable if you look at this and you're like, yep, I'm going to do everything like this. That is fine. Method we used in the last section in 6.2, note that we don't do 6.3. The method we used in 6.2 only works when there is no leading coefficient, when there's nothing in front of x squared. This method, the AC test, will work every single time, okay? No matter if there's a number or not. So we're going to factor ax squared plus bx for c when ax is, a is not 0, and generally like this will work if it's a 1 or a 10 or 1,000 or whatever. So the first step is always going to be to take out the greatest common factor every single time. That is never going to change. What you're going to do first is multiply a times c. Okay, multiply the coefficients of the first and last terms, not the variables, just the numbers. You're going to find two integers whose product is a times c and whose sum is b. This is very similar to what we did last time, okay? Except this time, the product is the first, the a times c rather than just c. And then the step that comes next is the one that people want to skip, but is vital here. This is the change, this step 4. You're going to rewrite the middle term bx as the sum of the two terms whose coefficients are the integers you found here. Now that sounds like a lot of words. I'll show you what that means. And then we're going to factor by grouping. So this is a different process in steps 4 and 5, but it's not actually anything new really. So let's do a couple. So here's how we start. We look at it, we definitely have a number in front of x squared. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 6, a times c. That gets me 12. What I want to find now is two numbers that add up to the b term, which is 7, and multiply to give me 12. Well, let's see. Add to 7, multiply to 12. That would be 3 and 4, okay? So I'm not going to make factors at this point. Step 4 is to rewrite the b term as that sum. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 6. That's all I did. I just rewrote 7x as 3x plus 4x. And now I'm going to factor by grouping. So out of the first group, I'm going to take out 2x. That's going to leave me with x. And I'm not going to take out 2x. That's silly. I'm just going to take out x. I'm going to take out x. It's going to leave me with 2x plus 3. Remember that the idea in factoring by grouping is to get the same second binomial, okay, to create the same binomial term. So when I look at the second group, 4x plus 6, I can take out a 2. And I'm left with 2x plus 3. Well, now we know what to do. We're going to pull the common term to the front, 2x plus 3, and gather up what's left, x plus 2. That is my factored form. If I want to check, I can re-multiply it and make sure I did it right. So let's do that one more time. Same exact process. I see that 2 in front of x squared. I know I need to use the AC method. So 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to I need two numbers that add up to b, which is 5, and two numbers that multiply together to make 6. Well, let's see. I can do like 2 and 3, right? 2 and 3, add to 5, 2 and 3, multiply to 6. I'm going to rewrite the middle term. So I get 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 3. And if you wanted to write 3x first, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's all going to work out. And then I'm going to factor by group. So I'm going to take a 2x out of the first term. first pair, actually, I get x plus, remember when there's something we took entirely, we leave a 1 in its place. And then out of the second one, I'm just going to take a positive 3. I'm left with x plus, by the same problem, 1. Then I have a common binomial here. I'm going to pull it to the front, x plus 1, and collect what's left, 2x plus 3. That's the process. It's the same every time. So try another one. All right. This one is a little different because I have a negative, well, because like, look, it's not even in order first, right? So the first thing I'm always going to need to do is write it in standard form. That's not new. So I'm going to have 8x squared minus 2x minus 3. And then I'm going to do what I just did. So 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. So I'm going to add up to 8. And I'm going to multiply to get negative 24. Let's see. I could do 12 and 2. No. What else could I do? Right. I'm not going to, that's my problem. Like, where am I making 8? It's not an 8, it's a 2. The negative 2. My brain broke for a second. I looked at this one instead of the one that's in the right order, which is why it went wrong. So I'm going to add to negative 2 and multiply to negative 24. Let's see. I can do, it's not 8 and 3. It's not 12 and 2. It's 6 and 4. And they're both 6 and 4, and I need the 6 to be the negative. Okay. So now I'm going to rewrite my trinomial as a quadnomial. Minus 6x plus 4x minus 3. And now I'm going to factor by group. Take out of the first group, I can take 2x. I'm going to be left with 4x minus 3. Out of the second group, there's nothing to take. So I'm just going to make it a positive 1 because I'm just going to leave it as it is, 4x minus 3. And then I'm going to group. I'm going to pull the common term to the front, which is 4x minus 3, and gather up what's left, 2x plus 1. If you're not sure you did it right, gather everything up. FOIL, check it through. All right, you try this next one. Put it in standard form. Figure out what the parts are. Then do the steps. Then start the video again and check it. So standard form is 6w squared plus 13w plus 6. I want two numbers that multiply to make 36 and add to make 13. So let's, what am I going to use? 4 and 9, right? So I'm going to rewrite 13 as 4 and 9. 6w squared plus 9w plus 4w plus 6. Sorry, my fingers are cold. It's hard to write on my screen. All right, group. Same way we've been doing. I'm going to pull out 3w out of the first one. It's going to leave me 2w plus 3. The second one I'm going to pull out a 2. Gets me 2w plus 3. Common binomial to the front, which is 2w plus 3. And then I'm collecting up 3w plus 2 at the end. That's it. All right, more of the same here. Now let's try something a little different. So this one looks crazy, right? Like, what the heck is happening here? So it is in standard form, but what it has is a common term, right? All of these can be simplified down by 5x. I can take 5x out. So if I take 5x out, that leaves me with 2x squared minus 17x plus 21. All right, well, I can handle that. Same process. I want to multiply A and C, so I want two numbers that multiply and make 42. And I want numbers that add to make negative 17. So let's see, 42 and negative 17. It's not 7 and 6. Oh, I know what it is. And this is when you can use your calculator if you're stuck. It's 14 and 3, negative 14 and negative 3. So I'm going to rewrite that 17 as negative 14x and negative 3x. What I am not going to do is lose track of that 5x at the front, so hang on to it. It's got to be there when you're done, or else the whole thing isn't right. Now group. So out of the first group, I'm going to pull 2x. That's going to leave me with x minus 7. Out of the second group, I need to pull out a negative. I'm going to pull out negative 3. It's going to leave me with x minus 7. And then I see what I have. So I have 5x times x minus 7 times 2x minus 3. All right. You try the next one. When you get finished with the next one, you should get 3y times 3y minus 4 times y minus 2. Okay? If you know get stuck, you know where to come. That's what the discussion is for. All right, let's try the next one. So I'm looking at it and let's see, is it in standard form? It is. Remember that this y here, we saw this in the last lesson. He's just a hitchhiker. We're not going to pay a ton of attention to him now. Is in standard form. Is there a common term I can take out? Well, first, I don't really want 18 to be negative, so I'm going to pull out at least a negative, but is there more than that to take out? Well, there is, right? A negative, I can pull out negative 3. So that's going to leave me with 6x squared minus 7xy minus 5y squared. Okay, well, now I need to multiply. I need two numbers that multiply and make negative 30 and add and make negative 7. So let's see, I think it's negative 10 and 3, right? So I'm going to rewrite that negative 3 up front and rewrite this negative 7xy into negative 10x minus negative 3xy minus 5y squared. Well, now group. You can see the process has not changed. Negative 3 stays out there. Out of the first group, I'm going to take 2x. That's going to leave me with 3x. Sorry, I didn't look at that very well. 3x minus 5xy. Okay, now the second group, I'm just going to take out y. Look. 3x minus 5. Oh, I took out the x. It should be a 5y. That's the problem. All right, hold on. 3x minus 5. Oh, and this was a positive 3 on y. That's a positive 3 up there. Good heavens. All right, so negative, I took 2x out of 3x minus 5y. Now I'm going to take, let's see, just a y, a positive y out of there. And I'm going to end up with 3x minus 5y. That's better. You can see I hesitated, and that was because I wasn't getting the same common term out of the second. And I know I should. So that's when you have to pause and go like, wait, did I do everything right? So pull a common term to the front, 3x minus 5y. And the second one is 2x plus y. That's it. All right, try the next one yourself. You can do it. Just ignore the hitchhiker common term. So when you're done, it should be negative 2 times 2x plus 5y times 2x minus 3y. Okay. All right, 2 more slides. So let's see here. I'm going to do what I've been doing with the AC method. Let's see. I don't see any common terms. It looks like in standard form. All right, so I'm going to multiply 2 numbers and then get 6, because 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm going to add them and get negative 8. Let's see. I can multiply 2 times 3 and get 6. I can multiply 6 and 1 You get 7. There is no way to get a 6, multiply to 6, and make -8. So what I'm going to write here is that this is prime. It's not factorable. It's done the way it is. So look at the next one. I'm going to multiply to make 8. And I'm going to add and subtract to get 5. Let's see. 2 and 4, 8 and 1. Once again, that doesn't work. If I think of all the choices, and none of them work, it's prime. Remember, this happens like 1 out of every 20 times, not 20, 19 of them. All right, let's try one more thing. So the one thing to keep in mind here is you have fourths in 2. You have to the power of 4 and to the squared. All this is really is double x squared and x. It's the same exact thing. It's just doubled. So we're just going to use double exponents essentially. So I'm going to use the exact same process. I need to multiply and get 4 and add and get 5. So that's going to be 4 and 1. So I'm going to rewrite it 2x to the 4th plus 4x squared plus 1x squared plus 2. Out of the first in the group, out of the first, I'm going to pull out 2x squared. That's common. I'm going to get left with x squared plus 4. Nope, 2. Together 2. X squared plus 2. And then on the next one, I don't have anything to pull out. I'm just going to pull out 1. X squared plus 2. And then I'm going to group or collect. So I have x squared plus 2 is the common binomial. And then 2x squared, plus 1 is what's left. All right, that's all this is. Do not let just one sort of new picture in there freak out the whole thing. So for the last one, I'm just going to work this out and give you the answer. And you can bring it into discussion if you get stuck. The answer should be 3y squared plus 4 times y squared minus 2. All right, that is the end of the notes for this section. I will see you in the next one.